Hi there. And as you can tell by the picture here, this talk is going to be about not drugs, but more to do with the feelings of things that open you up, like Mdma, ecstasy, and similar things, and what they really do. And the reason this is important, because I'm going to basically give you the information of how to create these emotions without taking the drugs. And to cut a long story short, I got this into thinking about this when I was only 17. And when I was that age, I thought to myself, this would be amazing if you could feel like this all the time. Because what you'll notice is when someone is like if they're in a very, very high state, like if they've just taken some Mdma, what happens is the drug actually gives you the leg up. But now you're facing your own problems. Like they're talking about Mdma now helping people with post-traumatic stress. And that's because when you're in this state, you're able to face your problems in a very open way. You're able to face your problems in a very open way, and you're free. Because what the drug's done is it's almost like the drug is giving you an idea of looking at the world in a very open way, and so you're continuing this on the drug, on like if someone's taking Mdma. But you can actually feel like you can put yourself in the state simply by being that, by being open. That's what this spiritual path showed me. It showed me it's the same energy as people that are taking these drugs. Because if you see anyone that's on these kind of drugs, what happens is the drug just gives them the leg up, like I say, but they're then doing the rest. Because all it's done is it's almost like it's giving you a suggestion to be open. And but yet you can be in this state yourself simply by being open and by being an open-hearted person, by being very empathic and heart-based. And that's not what the system wants or wanted, because this kind of state is when you start connecting. So this talk really isn't about drug taking or anything like that. What I'm trying to really get out there is the secrets of how to induce these kind of Mdma type of emotions, but without the drugs. And it's all to do with how you look at the world. It's all to do with your perceptions. It's all to do with if you want to have an open feelings, try open type of emotions, then you've got to look at the world openly. That's it. Because whatever way you look at reality, that's an energy field. So when you're looking at reality very closed-minded, you'll have a closed-off experience. If you start being more open-hearted, you'll start to tap into open kind of emotional things. So that's how you tap into ecstasy, the feelings from ecstasy, without actually taking it, is by being more open. That's what this spiritual journey showed me. Is it basically just changed me from being very closed-minded and scared and insecure to being very open. And I've realized now that this is exactly what Mdma does. It's the same thing. But people are you know, the system doesn't want this, you can say, you know. But that's what the spiritual awakening is. It's actually that's that MDMA thing, you know. And it's all to do with how you look at the world. That's it. It's so simple. It's so crazily simple. And I realize now this is why they didn't want, you know, they made this illegal and demonize. When people die of all different things every year, you know, people die. I mean, alcohol, I think, is a real devil drug. But you know, they don't talk about all the bad things of that. Instead, on television, they will talk about the deaths from ecstasy, when it could be something as simple as just taking you know, you could take anything. I mean, Bruce Lee died of aspirin. You know, so, but the point of this video, you know, I just thought before I did this video, I thought I wanted to do a talk on how to achieve these energies, because when someone has a spiritual awakening, that's what they're tapping into. It's the same energy fields. It's the energy field, like when someone's on MDMA, they start to be very clear, you know, in their life. They start to think, oh my God, I know the answer now. That's what happens when you have a spiritual awakening. It's the same energy field. All that's happening is you're just now choosing to be clear about things. And you can choose to do that right now. And that's how one can achieve and induce these frequencies of MDMA without actually taking the drug and without putting yourself at risk, you know, from taking a drug. And that's it. It's so easy and so simple. It's all to do with, like I say, it's all to do with how you look at the world, how you look at yourself, your perceptions, and that is it. You know, why do you think we're always getting fear shoved in our faces from television? It's to try and suppress our openness. It's to stop us being open. But the system obviously will know that eventually that people will wake up. And I just thought this was a very important talk to do today. As you can tell, I've still got a cold. But you know, it's not a big issue, you know. You know, my path is to do what I'm doing now, talk about this kind of stuff. And that is you know, MDMA, you know, or drugs like that. You know, people talk about the drugs, but they don't talk about what are these feelings actually doing. And all they're really doing is they're just putting you into a more open state. You know, induced and promoted by the drugs, but you can actually do it without the drugs by being more open. And that is how one can achieve this state, this MDMA state, without actually taking any drugs. You know, just open yourself up and start to be more open. Start to be more heart-based. And when you're doing that, you're actually thinking how you would think and being clear how you would be clear if you were on something like MDMA. You're just doing the same thing, and it's all to do. And what you're doing when you're doing this is you're actually changing your mind patterning. And so you're training your mind and your awareness to actually be in this clear state all the time, which is the MDMA state. And that is how one can be in that state all the time, simply by being more open-hearted and being more clear in everything that they're doing. You know, the awareness of clearness, of clarity, that is what MDMA is. And so to live your life by clarity and certainty and truth promotes these kind of feelings. in you. And that's how one can be in that state and can develop in that state and more further and further by looking at reality from a very open point, an open point of view. And this is what happened to me in this unexpected spiritual awakening, and I just wanted to pass that on, and I'll continue to. And this is how you achieve the MDMA state in your everyday, day-to-day life. And I think I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Thank you.